G'day, Shai here once again with Four Wheels on the Road, helping you get the most out of your time away. This trip away, we're doing a quick little overnight stay here at a place called Bestbrook Mountain Resort. We're going to take a bit of a look around the area here and see what it's got on offer for you. Let's go check it out. Bestbrook Mountain Farmstay is around about an hour and a half southwest of Brisbane. As you'll see on your map here, all you need to do is head out along the Cunningham Highway through Arachula and make your way up Cunningham's Gap. And the farmstay itself is very, very easy to find. It's on the Cunningham Highway itself. If you're looking to get any groceries or head to any civilization while you're at Bestbrook, you can head back down to Arachula. It's only half an hour away, as you'll see here. Or you can head up to Merivale, which is around about 6 minutes away, further on inland as well. Alright, so what we're going to do now is head on in and get checked in and make our way down to our campsite and get set up for the afternoon. As I mentioned before, we're only just having a quick little overnight stay here and just taking a bit of a look at the place. So we'll go and get settled in now. So as you'll be able to see from the full site map here, what we're going to be doing is heading on down into site into Causeway Campground over Gap Creek and heading on to the right towards Lakeside Campground and heading up to the far end of the site, which is Gap Creek, and that's where we're going to be staying for the evening. As you can see from the air shots here, the site itself is quite long and it's quite large. So there's tons of space to camp here. There's not necessarily a huge amount from what I can see that's right on the creek here in terms of camping, but we'll take a look later on, perhaps tomorrow morning at some of the other sites further on up. But right now we're just going to get settled in and just chill out for the afternoon. Well, good morning. It wasn't bad here last night. We've just got one of the spots sort of in the middle area here that's kind of on the creek. It's not too bad. You can hear the cows in the morning and horses behind me are just kind of having a graze right now. One of the things I will say is you can hear the highway a little bit at night. Probably that's one of the downsides a little bit, considering where we are. You know, we're sort of right in the middle of the, right in the middle of the bush, but it's pretty close to the highway. So it's a little bit unfortunate that you can hear the cars. You know, they're far enough away that it's not too bad of an issue really. All right, well, I think we're going to have a bit of a chill morning this morning, just get some breakfast going and take a bit more of a drive around this site and just kind of have a bit of a look at what it's got to offer. See you in a bit. So there's quite a few little spots like this that are at the far end of the site. I'll put the map on screen for you right now, where you can camp right next to the creek and you wake up with cows just hanging out having a feed. There's a few horses that are roaming around as well, so it's quite nice. As you may be able to hear in the background, I'm not sure or not, but the highway is probably only about 200 meters away. So you can hear the highway sound a little bit in the background. If that's something that could be possibly annoying to you, that might be something to take into consideration here. But apart from that, it's quite nice. You are a little bit limited here with facilities in terms of what you've got available down the far end of the campsite, but down here it's quiet. As you'll see on screen here, you've got a couple of little porta potties that are down here and just one covered area here, and that's about it. There's quite a few fire pits that are already dug out here and have stones around them and all the rest of it. So you've got those that are available, but it's pretty sparse. But I guess if you're after some seclusion and some quiet, it's probably a really good option anyway, and you could sacrifice not having any facilities that close by. And if you really wanted to, you can just drive up to the main site, which is only 500 meters away anyway. It's not that far. you'll see here on the map and from the information that's available as well, there's tons of different things for the kids to do here. There is a bit of a four-wheel drive track here which goes up to the top of the mountain, which has some quite good views. So if you wanted to go and check that out, it's an interesting thing to do as well. It's not too difficult and it only goes a very short distance, probably about 1 kilometre up the hill and back.
There's also a BMX track here for the kids as well, so if you've got kids and you brought them along with you for the weekend, it might be a handy thing for them as well.
In terms of recreation for your little kids or your big kids, you've got plenty on offer here at Bestbrook. As you can see, most of all, because it's a farm stay, you can do a lot of animal feeding and hanging out with cattle and goats and grooming cows and horses and whatnot as well, which is really interesting for the kids, and it'll give them tons of different things to do. And if none of that sounds interesting to the kids, there's a creek that runs the entire way through the site as well, which will give them plenty to do for the whole time that they are here. Day visitors can also get involved here and join in the animal feeding and go horse riding as well on site. If you're not interested in horse riding, there's plenty of different things that the kids can do on site here. As you can see here as well, there's actually a kids play area up the top near the main house and the office. So there's plenty to do up there to keep the kids amused as well. And there's also a pool up the top here near the office, which is fantastic for summertime as well. And as you can see here, there's plenty to do on offer for the kids, like animal feeding. There's also a small park here with some kind of old kids swings and whatnot, but there's plenty to do in terms of hanging out with the animals up here, whether you're interested in horse riding or not. It's still a really cool place for kids to come and spend some time.
As you would have seen from the signage on the way in, there's a couple of different sections. There's one sort of heading off to the left and up a little bit of a hill as you're coming in, and one that heads down to the right, which we were at just before. Second section here is a little bit smaller, but probably just as quiet as the section off to the right where we were previously. There are powered sites here. So at the moment we do have one camper van that's here that's plugged into power, and as you'll see from your pictures here as well, there's power running in and it goes all the way up the site, and it's probably more of a section for your camper vans, your Winnebagos, that sort of thing, where the other section is a little bit more self-sufficient. There are no facilities again down this side of the campsite, but once again the main house is only about 500 metres away. It takes you a minute or so to drive up there, so it's not too bad.
Just a quick note, while we're down this end of the site, you'll see just behind where the truck is parked, and you would have seen from your aerial shots as well, that there are cabins that are throughout the site. And if you don't have your own camper van or tent or anything with you, you can come up here and hire out a cabin for the weekend, which is pretty handy.
Having had a look at both ends of the site now, I'd say if I was coming to one of the powered sites here, I'd definitely come to the far end here, which is right next to the creek, as you'll see just to my right hand side here. It's a little bit nicer down here. The difference in road noise is probably not really that much different because there is a little bit of a hill between myself here and the main road. The site does go probably about 100 metres further up the hill, as you'll see from your pictures here, but I'd say the amount of noise that you would get from traffic would really not make too much of a difference. If not, it's probably almost the same up there because it's a little bit up a hill, and the noise does tend to kind of travel around here. And there's a few little fire pits that are around the area here as well, down the far end, right next to the creek as well. Another one of the little problems here, it may annoy some people, some others not, is that there's quite a few flies here. Park your car for long enough, they'll sit on it. Probably because of the amount of cow manure and horse manure that's around the place, because the cows and the horses just sort of roam free here. So something to take into consideration, but it's not too bad. There's just a few around. They might just bug you while you're sitting down for a minute or two, and then they'll get lost. All right, well, that's going to wrap things up for us here at Bestbrook Mountain Farmstay.
Let me know what you think of the place in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and most importantly, share the channel. I really do appreciate that. And we'll see you next time we get 4 wheels on the road.